2017? Yes, Treasurer Alice.
Motion to amend the minutes to reflect the bill number correction. Instead of 5, it should be 15, 16. There's one 15 and one. So 7.5 needs to be Senate Bill 15, 16, 16.
Second.
Treasurer Alice has made a motion to amend the minutes by changing it, second by Exec Senator. Any discussion on this amendment?
Point of order.
Yes.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Jay.
Are you recording?
Yes.
So we only allow one recording, and that's the one over there.
You have to allow him to record.
We have to allow him.
Thanks, Gail.
Yes.
We're on VCSA.
It's a public meeting.
It's a public meeting. Yeah, I'm more than happy to tell you folks all about it.
It's not the fact that it's an open public meeting in the same sense of the sunshine law requirement, but it is public.
Yes, that's now been clarified by judge. It's now been
No, it's
clarified.
not, has not.
It was clarified by judge, and it was clarified by Dean of Students Kelly Oakes.
So, intern VCSA has clarified that Justin. Thank you.
Anybody can record a public meeting for the record.
Point of order. So it's already been established that you can record. Thank you. Moving on. So, any discussion on this amendment? No.
We amended so that it says minutes to
Oh, we're focusing on the minute right here.
yeah.
So just gonna move forward and just ask for a vote on approving the changing of Senate Bill 1516 015 to 016 because that's its proper heading. All those in favor of that amendment, please raise your hand. All those opposed? Have it.
I move to approve the amended minutes for Senate meeting 15, 16, 18.
Yes, Treasurer Ellis.
I move to amend it to say minutes rather than agenda for Senate meeting 15, 16, 18.
Treasurer Ellis has motioned amendment, second by Graduate Senator. Any discussion on this amendment? With that, I'm going to move on to a vote. All those in favor of changing the word agenda to minutes on the minutes, please raise your hand in favor. All those opposed? Ayes have it. Amendment has been accepted. Graduate. Well, he was introducing that and it got stopped because we were already introduced it. Okay. So with that, is there a motion to approve these minutes as amended?
A motion to approve.
Senator Kahan did motion to approve the minutes as amended. Is there a second? Second by Graduate Senator. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving minutes 15, 16, 018, please raise your hand. All those opposed? You guys have it. Minutes approved as amended. Moving on to 4.2. Agenda Senate meeting 15, 16, 019.
I move to amend the agenda for Senate meeting 15, 16, 019 to add item 8.2, Bill 15, 16, 018, the legislative bill. Second.
We have a motion to amend the Senate meeting agenda to include new business 8.2 legislative bill, seconded by the Graduate Senator. Any discussion? With that, I move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda as amended by including in 8.2, please raise your hand in favor. Please raise your hand to oppose. With that being said, all approved as amended. Okay.
Who seconded it?
Second by Graduate. Motion by exec. With that being said, we're moving on to open forum. As per the rules of the Senate, no one had signed up, so with that, we're moving directly into executive reports. 6.1 Treasurer's Report.
I motion to table the treasurer's report.
Second.
We have a motion to table the Treasurer's Report by the Treasurer, seconded by the Executive Senator. Is there any discussion on this motion?
Why are we tabling it?
I was told by Ellen that I cannot bring my items up at this meeting.
Any more discussion? Okay, with that being said, move to vote to table the Treasurer's Report. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All those opposed? One opposition, ayes have it.
Who was the opposition?
I'm Senator Kahande.
Thank you. Moving on to unfinished business. 7.1, appointment of the COBE Senator John Cromlin, COBE Senator John Cromlin.
I move to appoint John Cromlin as the KHUOK Senator.
Second. We have a motion to approve the appointment of John Cromlin to the COBE Senator, made by the exec senator, seconded by the graduate senator. Any discussion? Okay, with that being said, or not being said, I move to a vote. All those in favor of approving this appointment, please raise your hand in approval. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Welcome John Cromlin to the University of Hawaii's Student Association. You can please take your seat next to Melinda. Fine. Moving on, 6.2, the resignation of COBE Senator Alison Pham.
I move to approve Senator Pham's resignation.
Second that.
Seconded by Senator at Large.
Shouse.
Oh, Shouse. Okay, sorry. I was so soft. Okay. So to reiterate once again, Executive Senator motion to approve the resignation of Senator Pham, seconded by Senator at Large Shouse. Shouse. Sorry, Shouse. Any discussion? With that being said, all those in favor of approving the resignation, accepting the resignation of COBE Senator Pham, please raise your hand. All those opposed? All those abstaining? The resignation has not been accepted. Moving on to 8.1, moving on to new business, 8.1 Senate Bill 15-16017, NCPA blood drive.
I move to approve Senate Bill 15-16017 and CPA blood drive.
Second. Executive Senator moved to approve Senate Bill 15-16017, seconded by the College of our Senator Twin. Any discussion? Or should I say just ask for the review as well?
I would like to review the bill, but I'd like to hear.
Oh no, just for the all part. I don't know if you guys said that's not good. 15, 16.
It needs to be edited.
Okay, can we amend that so it just says 15, 16, 17?
Wait, is this to change the bill's name?
No, it's just the
type
report
error.
number. It's repeated every time.
Oh, on the bill. Okay, yes, that would be a friendly amendment to the bill. Okay. Any more discussion on this bill?
I'd like to read it.
Yes, Executive Senator, please go ahead.
Be it enacted by the Student Senate, an appropriation of no more than $500 for the purchase of snacks and refreshments for NCPA, the National Community Pharmacy Association, 2016 Annual Blood Drive on January 28th. This event provides an opportunity for UHHSA students to donate blood in order to save lives.
Any more discussion on this bill? Yes, Treasurer Alice.
Do they submit where they're gonna go to? I'm just wondering for timelines. Where are they shopping? Is it KTA or?
I would have to review that in their documents. I apologize.
Okay, so depending on where they go, we might not need timelines, but, just keep that in mind that it's not a guarantee that we can give it to them, but we can pass it in hopes that we can give it in time.
Any more discussion on this bill? Alright. With that, I would like to move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Senate Bill 1516-017, please raise your hand in favor. Please raise your hand to oppose. Abstain. The ayes have it. Moving on.
Would you be so kind and say who voted for what? Just for the recording.
Everybody voted yes.
Everybody voted yes. Great. Thank you.
Eight point two, Senate Bill 1516-18, legislative bill,
That's me, sorry, 1 second.
Has a motion been made? I move to approve 8.2 Senate Bill 1516-018 legislator. Is legislative. I move to make a friendly amendment on the bill so that legislator reads legislative.
It actually says legislature, which is fine.
What?
No correction.
It's
Do we
the
have,
way you said it.
okay.
Okay.
Do we have a second on this? Second by the graduate senator. A motion made by the executive senator on this bill to approve. Any discussion?
What, can you guys tell me about it? So I'm looking at there's a watermark
I can
over.
read it. Okay. So be it enacted by the student senate, an appropriation of no more than $7,000 for purchase of airfare, rental vehicles, hotel accommodations for purchase of attending the opening day of Hawaii State Legislature on Tuesday, January 19, 2015 to Friday, January 22nd, 2015. The continued support and strength of the University of Hawaii Hilo Student Association senators' attendance at opening day has become an institution toward growth and the well-being of the university through leadership and collaboration with state legislators.
Any more discussion?
How many people get to go? Everybody or?
What do you see?
We would go to the maximum amount that the bill would allow. And then, so most likely everyone.
And then what items are you planning to bring to lunch?
That would have to be discussed with the legislative chair of that committee, so I would direct you to that.
Actually, I with Jerry James today. It's primarily about funding for the athletics department. It's security. So the first one for the athletics department is to get travel fund money, because in the conference, there's I believe 1 or 2 Hawaiian teams that are no longer in the conference, but there are, I think from Nevada or California, new teams, so there's an increase in that expenditure. Also to get tutors for the students, because there's 0 athletic tutors. And as far as the security goes, right now there's a private company, and they want to get a public company and have it state run. And when you do that, you have to do all these fringe benefits and a lot of other things, so there's an increased expenditure. But that's what the other thing is. It comes out to about $1 million.
I think there was
Those are
also
the 2 big things.
an inclusion of the academic advisor within the department too.
So did USA decide what to bring to lunch, or was that a university-wide decision?
It's a UHHSA.
Yeah.
That's a UHHSA. thing. Were students consulted about what they might want to have discussed at lunch?
Well, when I went to them, they already have everything written out, and like everything's kind of set up, and there's like 20 steps it has to go through, 20 edits that are going to be made.
Who's they?
Like legislature.
Okay, but you can bring any issue, and did we consult students about what issues they would like to have lobbied for?
We didn't lobby or anything. We just went and talked to everything and saw, see what he had to say.
So I guess to clarify,
Sorry, Alison?
Yeah, so just to speak on
COBE Senator.
that, there was a meeting where President Laz and Nick were invited to speak with several senators. Excuse me? A lunch with them to speak about those topics, where we did advocate on behalf of the university to have more funding from the Hawaii state government on behalf of the students. Yeah.
For security?
Security is because a private company doesn't really do much for the school. If the school had its own university security, then we can enforce more university rules. It's under Title IX. So like say sexual assault, the school can push their, they can inform the security officers of university policies and have them follow through with that more. Because at this point, the private companies aren't very effective.
So with that, I'm going to hand my hat over to VP Jose, so I can speak on it since I was present at this meeting. But as I'm chairing this one, I need to hand it over. So I'm going to hand it to VP. Okay. So we attended a meeting with President Lazareth to discuss, or it was the open forum, and we were invited to attend a lunch. At this lunch, two things we're going to just be perused upon or talked about. And as we gained more knowledge about the situation, it became apparent that these are things that the university requires to, one, maintain accreditation, and two, maintain academic success of athletes and safety overall for the campus. Speaking specifically on behalf of the athletics department, for us to maintain ourselves within the conference that we are in, as part of accreditation, they need to travel more because more schools are joining the conference, but less of them are in Hawaii. So that means more trips to the mainland to attend those games, and that means more money. Majority of the budget within the athletic department is more for travel, and it's because we're an island state. But that's just one part of it. The other part is that they are trying to get a athletic advisor for their students, because once again, we're an educational institution. We're not just focused on athletics. And so those students need proper advising within that department so that the advisor can work with the deans and the teachers within the various majors so that the students can, one, continue their academic success while perform and bring prestige to our university through their games. Speaking on security especially, there's been growing concerns, and I will cover them really quickly, just for the fact that as we have a contracted company, we are not in direct control. The company receives complaints from the university, and it disseminates it down to their staff. So Daryl Mayfield is the head, but he does not have direct control over the security officers. As it's a contract, we have to negotiate certain aspects of it. So maybe they only cover the university campus, but they don't cover our office outlets. So like say for instance, the College of Agriculture has a farm. This came up in faculty senate, but this is important, the Senate needs to know. The faculty congress stated that they are not allowed to set up a security system due to the laws that prevent them to have recording. It has to be directly fed into the campus, which is a concern because there's been a constant break-in at the farms, which is a risk to the students. If security is not doing constant stops there and a student goes to check their project, there is the possibility of an altercation happening, and I would fear, my biggest fear is a student get hurt and no one's there to check up on them. That is the reason why we need to turn more to in-house. I would also like to state to the Senate that we are the only institution within the university that actually does not have its own internal forced. And I do believe that the LIJ has something written in that if there is a job position posted and it can go to state workers, it should. And being as we are the only institution that do not have our force, we are kind of in a limbo. Also, speaking on dollar matters, it will cost us more to continue with G4S or contracting out. It will actually save the university dollars by turning internally. Sorry. And my hat.
So just to answer your question, in the past, I was legislature chair at HCC and I worked on legislature last year. So usually if we want to take things that the students want, we would have to be working on getting that survey. We would have to find out within the university, from the university administration, if there's something being done already and if there's something in-house that we could take care of first before we go to the state legislature to ask for appropriations. So with that being said, and it's so short, and we haven't been able to do that, what our next step is that we can meet with Jerry Chang, who is the university relations, who works with the state legislature on all university matters for UH Hilo, and for Chancellor, to find out what package that they are going in for, and then see if we as USA can support it. And we should be doing some research if the students are in support of these things or if they are not. So that we could give our advice back to Jerry Chang and to the Chancellor. I do know for sure that there is interest in student interest as far as getting different security on campus, because there has been several reports with security not doing their jobs, lack of security at different events and just some bad security measures, and we've had a lot of security reports lately, both vandalism and stuff lately. So I do know it is a student issue. However, I don't know exactly how they feel on the package, but I do know it is one of the concerns. And I know athletics overall at a system level is a big, major concern. So just to give you a kind of heads up, but I would encourage next year legislature committee do some research to try to present some stuff to the university in order for us to go and lobby for.
Oh, thank you. So, since I'm typing and I need to raise my hand, I'm going to talk. One thing that I would like to do, and I hinted at it to Bricky, because Bricky is a part of the student feedback committee, I would like to do something in that area. But, I mean, so I'm going to refer to what's been done in the committee reports as to how much the extent of what we've done so far in terms of student feedback. Since Bricky is the chair of that, and that's probably the reports that you can refer to.
Can I talk?
Anything else?
I would like to say something.
I'm sorry. We only allow the galley to speak during the open forum, and the open forum closed at the beginning of the meeting. If you have any questions or concerns, you can actually meet with the senators after or during our office
Are you
hours.
serious? Where does that rule exist?
It's in our Senate bill.
Your Senate rule says that you have to sign up or else you can't speak. I'm speaking as an honorary student senator. I'm an honorary USA member. I have insight on this, and you don't want to hear my insight, honestly?
Okay, so you get 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for respecting my voice and my experience. Okay, so in alignment with all of this legislation, I just want all you folks to know that, because it needs to be clarified.
Point of order.
Excuse me. Yes.
Sorry, this is against our Senate rules, and we're trying to make sure.
I was just given 2 minutes by the Vice President. I would like to proceed. He's the Sergeant of Arms. I believe I have a right to proceed. Do I have a right to proceed? AJ, please let me know.
Same point of order. Robert's rules says I have to listen to her.
Fair enough.
It is against our Senate rules, and as we're being, might have not even had this meeting tonight, I would like to advise that we go against this and advise the discussion afterwards.
Should we have a vote?
I would like to refer also to the Constitution. It is not within on the Vice President's power to delegate the galley to speak. It is mine.
He's a Sergeant of Arms.
I did inform you earlier that you can refer to our rules, that you can come early and sign up for.
You really don't want to hear what I was going to say. You're going to censor me. You're going to use these rules to censor me.
I'm following the rules that are current.
If sure. I feel like you're censoring me. That's fine. I'm very used to that.
Okay, so I guess I read the Senate rules. I'm concerned though because one of the first things in our Constitution is that we're required to have open and public meetings. So I'm not sure, if it's an open meeting, why we're not allowing community discussion.
So, to answer this question and
Is
also
that
put
opposed
it
to
to
our
rest,
constitution?
is that as the president and as the chair of the meeting, I can recognize someone to speak. This Senate has decided as a whole and through voting that these are the rules we choose to follow. Part of that is to have an open forum session to allow students and the public to sign up for this and speak their piece on matters on the agenda.
I think you can override it too
As-
with a vote.
Yes, that is true.
Does anybody want to make a motion to allow me to speak?
Hold on, hold on.
Yes.
We are running out of time, we need to move on with the agenda. So just keep the agenda moving at this point.
So-
Rules are on our process.
Being with the fact that we are within the Senate rules, and if there is a senator who would like to bring up a motion to change the Senate rules, they can at any time, but until such time, I have to identify you. And as the point of this meeting is to do business, you can meet with our senators before, after, to.
Fair enough. I feel like I'm being censored. Fair enough.
So moving forward,
I had more to say about this bill.
okay, yes.
So I guess I'm a little bit concerned. I know you guys said it seems like there wasn't much reaching out to students about what they would want to see happen at Ledge. I know there's been a lot going on in UHHSA, but I'm concerned that spending $7,000 to send us all to Oahu to go lobby for certain causes when students weren't, asked about their opinions or their feedback feels a little bit inappropriate.
So noted.
No, end it right there. And go for a vote.
I would like to add that this bill is simply an appropriation of funds so that we may be able to go. This does not make any statement as far as what we are bringing to the legislature. If we do not pass this, we will not meet the fiscal deadlines, so we will not be able to go at all if this is not passed. I look forward to discussing matters with you, Justin Avery, regarding, and also you, Senator Shouse, as far as how we can ensure that student voice is present when whoever is able to go in the UHHSA Senate attends the legislature. But at this moment, I think it is our priority to pass this bill so that those funds are allocated so that we may go at all.
So that being said, we're going to move to a vote. All those in favor of approving Senate Bill 15-16-018 legislature, please raise your hand in approval. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to.
I think it's 9. Did you say no?
6. No, 10. It's 10. Yeah. Moving on to, there are no committee reports. Oh wait, I take that back. 9.1 advisor search.
I will take that. So the UHHSA Advisor Search Committee is currently working on that process. So far, we had held 2 interviews for candidates, and UHHSA at the last meeting voted to not appoint or not to hire any of the candidates. We progressed further with some guidance through Ellen Kusano. Later we learned that things weren't followed to the T, so now we are currently in the process. We have sent Jennifer Stoddard, the EEO, Equal Opportunities Office, sent her all the relevant documents so that we may be able to proceed with this item.
Anything else with it?
If I am missing anything, I don't think that I am.
What are the next steps that need to be taken to move forward with the advisor?
As of this afternoon, we sent all the pertinent documents to her so that she can proceed with that process, so that soon enough, we will be able, we as a university will be able to post another position or a posting for that position, so that we're going to have Campus Center mainly take over that process. In the past, we handled all the documents, and what this changes is that Campus Center will mainly handle these documents instead of us, but as far as the Senate approval and decision, those will remain the same.
Yes, Treasurer Alice.
It's to my understanding that it's in Jennifer's daughter's hand to find out if the process was correct, and we are waiting to see what our next steps are. It may not be opening it up again, so we have to wait to see what the EEO office says and what we need to do. So we are just waiting for that feedback.
I agree with that. Thank you for that correction.
Any more discussion on this? Okay, I'm gonna take that as no. Moving on to number 10 announcements.
It's me. Email me if you're leaving for winter break. When you're coming, or when you're going, when you're coming back. Exact dates, please. Just so I know, and that everybody knows where to do that. I say holiday. And then I'm going to move on to 8.2 because that's me again. Committee reports are due. Thank you for everybody that turned them in. There are some that are still missing, and I will talk to each person about that. And then we need to reallocate between these two. I'm going to add to that. Send me your class schedules. I mean, if you're going to be here next semester, you should probably already know where your schedules are. I know all the farm kids do. No,
Well,
for
not the
sure
exam
you
schedule.
do. Don't even.
But I mean, exam schedule is going to be different.
Okay, then I'll talk to Carol. Okay, so then everybody else. Well, class schedule. I didn't ask for anything. Class schedule, so.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Okay, and then lastly, have a good holiday.
Okay, with that, I'm going to move to the advisory report.
President.
Yes.
Alice has it.
I wanted to ask Vice Chancellor a question before we adjourn.
Yes, you
with-
can pose the question to the Chancellor.
With this meeting being an official meeting, we do need to have another one to approve these minutes in order for the documents. Would you be willing to sit in, or are we allowed to do an email vote to approve just the minutes?
Good question.
Because I can't turn any fiscal documents in without approved minutes.
So I'm not going to be here if you were to have another meeting. I'm not going to. Depends on when you have it. Is it going to be next week?
I think majority of us are leaving next week, so I know I leave would it be okay if we can do an email vote just to approve minutes?
I think it'll be fine
Okay.
because you're not voting on it. It's just your
It's just to
minutes,
approve
yeah.
the minutes. Okay, thank you.
Oh, and one last thing. So, I asked you guys kindly to send me your schedules and your duration of leave. If you could do that to what's a respectable time? I have tomorrow. I have tonight. Wow.
Tomorrow.
Just do it.
My schedule's changing, so
So what's a few days? Monday?
let me make it, please. I'll give it to you.
Okay, sounds good. Let's tentatively say Monday
Yeah, that sounds good.
by 5. Thank you.
Okay, with that being said, I would move to adjourn. The next meeting time is going to be an email. It's going to be on Tuesday after the executive meeting. So look for it. I'm going to say 6 p.m. It'll just be emailed to you. You'll have 24 hours to respond to that thread. And, I'm going to make it a Google Doc. And you can respond there. Okay. With that, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 7:38 p.m.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor.
Yes, thank you, Vice Chancellor.
So I see here that Amber Shouse is back in office.
I have no comment.
You have no comment? Does anybody have a comment about Amber Shouse being reappointed? Would anybody like to say anything about that? Is anything official that UHHSA experienced? Allie, anything? Nothing? Nobody has anything to say about that? Okay, no worries. Gail, would you have any comment to say about Amber Shouse being reinstated? You don't want to comment? Okay. She was.
The meeting's over.
The meeting's over. Okay, yeah. And the senator was wrongfully removed, and now she's back, and it happened under your watch, and that's just how it went. Gail, you're